you may not have gotten it. I'm not sure if Ms. Frazier went into that with you all, Ms. Burrell, but it's a system of how we track what our students are doing. So that when you graduate, if I've never worked with you at all on the floor and I don't really know anything about you, I can look at your PSP, your professional stylist points, and say, oh, okay, she earned points for being helpful. What did she do? Oh, she lost points because she was never doing what she was supposed to be doing, or she was always late. It's a way of tracking a student just at a glance so that you can see what kind of stylist are you getting ready to place somewhere. So when the employer calls, or when you identify where you want to work and I go to talk to the manager, all of these things pertain to what the review of you from me is going to be. So you earn them and you lose them. And also some of the franchises that we send you into, they point you out of the system. So you get points for being late, you get points for being anything, you get points, but the maximum points is 18. If you wind up with 18 points, you're not going to have a job, and 9 times out of 10 you will not be brought back, specifically haircut. And you don't want to put yourself in that position because they have 1,300 stores all over the place. You can always find a job with them, even if you want to stop doing hair, get back into the industry, hone your skills all over again. That's like a good starting ground. You don't want to ruin your situation in this business, and it's not real big. So if you lose your situation at Hair Cuttery, there's Regis, there's JCPenney, but all of the managers and all of the in the industry, they talk. So if you have a bad reputation, it's really going to follow you. Even with your customers, people are like, don't go to her. You know, so you just want to make sure you're on top of those kinds of things. Any questions so far? Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
How about the customers on the phone? Customers can't be on the phone?
Yeah, you all are responsible for telling them, excuse me, I'm sorry, we have a no cell phone policy.
Oh, okay.
You cannot talk on your cell phone, you're welcome to text.
Some of them already know though. Some of them already know, but like a new walk-in, you kind of have to tell them. I'll tell them up front, but...
We tell them up front, because we go over this. They still will get in the back, and you'll hear them under the dryer, you'll be like, is somebody on their phone? Really? This is a school, excuse me, I'm sorry. So, and then you have no gun popping, no outside food or drinks. We can bring in outside food or drinks because we work here, we do the cleanup, so on and so forth. We had challenges with customers just doing all kinds of stuff with the food. So we just have no food or drinks from them. It's a long wait. Yes, it is. I'm diabetic. I've heard it all. Okay, if the client says I'm diabetic, I have to eat. Okay, you have an apple, you have a banana, we might make an exception for that. But technically, it's once every 4 hours, and that's the same for them too. You can eat before you get here if you know that you're going to be in here getting a jerry curl. You already know that's 4 or 5 hours. Let's be a little more proactive. So what we do have some flexibility, but our regular clients who already know, they already set it so that they do eat when they're supposed to, and if they should be here longer than usual and they have a banana or an apple or something just so that they don't go into a diabetic seizure, we will accommodate and say, all right. But that's not the norm, that's the exception. The rule is no outside food or drink. So if you have a client in your chair, you guys also are required to make sure people are following the policies and procedures just as you would on your job. Because again, this is workforce training and is on the job. No profanity or loud conversation. Yesterday I did notice, okay, we're all social. Everybody likes to be social. You have to really watch what you're talking about. Even though it may seem like the conversation is light because of where you are in life, you have to keep your conversation to what you're doing, what's going on, the hair business. Try to make it so that you're not talking about your personal situations with your classmates during work time on the work floor. Because customers sitting around listening don't really want to hear all of that. It may seem innocent, but you never know how your conversation is affecting or offending another person, especially someone who might be a little older. So I just want to say that, and if anyone has any questions, and if I hear conversation that I think needs to be redirected, I'm probably just going to tap you and say, you know, you might want to say that for later, or, you know, let's talk about hair or something, so that you'll have a clear understanding that what you're talking about right now should be reserved for another time. Any questions on that? Okay. Same with the clients. Oh, Lord. Because we have had some who come in and they talk real loud, and I know I talk loud, but they talk real loud about just